Have you ever been excited to kickstart your weight loss and fitness journey, but when the day finally came, your motivation meter hit zero? Welcome back to the Inspired Well-Minded Woman podcast. I'm Dr. Denise, your wellness mindset and resilience coach. Have you ever started a wellness journey full of excitement, only to find that the spark fades a few days later? Today, we'll explore the key differences between motivation and mindset. Motivation can light the fire, but it's your mindset that keeps burning. I'll share my perspective on why relying on motivation alone isn't enough, and offer practical ways to build a mindset that helps you show up for yourself even when things get tough. See, motivation comes in different forms. Knowing which one you rely on most can help you make smarter choices for long-term success. So when it comes to your weight loss or your fitness journey, many women find themselves shifting between three levels of motivation: internal, external, and identity-based motivation. Each has its place, but understanding their differences can help you identify where you are now and where you'd like to be. So let's start with internal motivation. This is the personal satisfaction that you get and the enjoyment that you feel when you exercise. Maybe you love how yoga calms your mind after a long day, how a power walk at the park reduces your stress, or how strength training, lifting those weights, boosts your mood. And I get it. It's that feeling of, I want to do this because it feels good to me. All right. I get that. The second is external motivation. Now, these are outside factors that encourage you to keep going. Think of it as a friend who texts you about meeting them at the gym for a workout, or the fitness challenge that you signed up for to get in shape for the upcoming cruise, or the inspiration you get for looking at the women over 40 photos on social media. See, it's more about external rewards and accountability. That's external motivation. And the third one is identity-based motivation. This is when fitness becomes a part of who you are. Instead of seeing yourself as someone trying to get in shape, you see yourself as a healthy, active person. It's the difference between saying I'm going to the gym to lose weight and someone saying that you're someone who values it, and then actually being the person who lives and values a health and fitness lifestyle. See, when you view your experience as part of your identity, it becomes a natural habit rather than a chore. And according to research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, identity-based motivation is the most sustainable over time because it reshapes how you see yourself, making your actions feel more natural and less forced. I have heard in my years on my wellness journey, when I've met women along the way who really said they wanted to start, they often complained about it felt so much like a chore. And you don't want to force it. That's why what motivates you and the level of motivation that you are on is really, really important. And this is why mindset plays such a crucial role. While external motivators can get you started, internal motivators keep you going. And an identity shift, seeing yourself as a brain, body, fit leader, is what helps you long-term stick to it. Okay? So by recognizing what level of motivation you most identify with, you can start focusing on what truly drives you forward and how to make fitness and wellness a lasting part of your lifestyle. So how do you move from chasing temporary motivation to creating a mindset that lasts? So, sister leader, let's keep it real here. How many times have you started your fitness plan, full of motivation, only to hit a wall a few weeks later, maybe a week or two. You give up, you skip one workout, then another, and before you know it, you're back to square one. Man, that's we hate that, right? That's like the worst. You get this momentum starting out, you're super pumped and excited, and here you are a week or two later, and then you just throw in the towel for different reasons. It could be because um you got sore, you went in real hard, you were super motivated, and that took you out of the game. You hit the wall because you trained too hard and you didn't pace yourself, right? Or other things could happen to just throw you off. But this is because motivation is just a spark. It is the first thing that gets us going, that gets us in the habit of, or at least in the process of doing the things that we say that we want. But it burns out so quickly. It's like, it's almost like a cup of coffee, right? It gives you that boost of energy that you need, but it's not enough to carry you through the day. And that's why some people, if you are a coffee drinker or some type of energy drinker, you tend to drink more than one to keep up with the boost, that motivation to get you through the day. So if you're relying on motivation alone, you'll find yourself constantly starting over, feeling frustrated and defeated. And who wants that? Right? I know you don't. It doesn't feel good, feeling like a failure that you start something that you were so motivated to accomplish, only to find yourself falling off track because either you went too hard, or once you skipped the day and you fell off track for whatever reason, you just give up, right? So motivation alone is not enough. And I've hit the proverbial wall a few times myself. I remember waking up early mornings and knowing that I had a workout partner waiting for me. Our workout sessions at this particular time was a boot camp that I was participating in, and we would arrive at 4:45 in the mornings because our session started at 5 a.m. and you wanted to already have gotten your walk in and warmed up before the trainer got there. And so we would show up at the facility at 4:45 in the morning with everyone else who was part of that boot camp, already do our warm-up walking before we would start our exercise. So when I knew that I had a workout partner waiting for me, the reality is I still struggled to get out of bed. And it's just something that happens oftentimes in the beginning of your journey, whether you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to get fit. In the early beginnings, you'll have to overcome the mind chatter, right? The negative talk that tells you, oh, start tomorrow, or it's okay to skip a day. But the voices that we hear in our head that tells us to skip a day and telling us that it won't work, no. I had to silence that inner chatter, and I had to figure out what was the reason for me to get up and to go. I made a commitment, not just to myself, which is most important, but also to the person that I was working out with, right? So it was tough for me, even though I had a reason to get up. So I can imagine if you haven't gone through the mental processes that I have, then yes, you can expect a rough start, especially if your time to exercise is first thing in the morning or in the evening once you have finished your day at the office or at work. So I often found myself having to give myself a prep talk. I would literally lay in bed when the alarm would go off at 4 a.m. in the morning and tell myself, okay, you can get up in 5 more minutes. Because I don't hit the snooze button, but I will lay there a few moments. And if I laid there too long, that negative chatter telling me to just stay in bed, to skip a day, will get louder and louder and louder. So I end up having to give myself a pep talk just to throw the covers off. Okay. And over time, I realized that the days I relied on motivation alone are the days that I struggled the most. But when I shifted my mindset, right, I had to think about my approach to getting up and being at a training facility at 4:45 in the morning, right? This was something I did many, many eons ago when I was in the Marine Corps. So the motivation to get up, in my normal civilian life at that hour was just unreal to me. But at least I had something to draw on that I have done it before to help me overcome the struggle. So what I did was I shifted my mindset. I had to shift my focus to building the right mindset. And I found a sense of stability and ownership of my own fitness journey when I did that. It wasn't about feeling motivated every day, but it was about knowing that I'd show up no matter what. That commitment to self of really showing up, regardless of the time of day, regardless of who was waiting on me or not. That mindset shift is what really matters when motivation fails you. So I'm going to ask you, what happens when your motivation fades? That's when your mindset needs to take the lead. Okay. So how do we strengthen our mindset and keep moving forward? First, I would recommend consider why your health and fitness goals truly matter to you. It is about being strong. Is it about being strong enough to play with your children, your grandchildren, maybe having the energy to scale your business or to thrive in your career? Maybe it's feeling confident in your skin. When your why for your health and fitness journey, your weight loss journey, whatever your motivation is on this physical wellness journey, whether it's to get in shape, lose a few pounds, what is your why? Because when that is strong enough and honorable enough, it will guide you through those tough days. But you have to figure that out in the beginning. Secondly, you have to build small habits and put small steps in place and in your path that will help you and remind you that this is what you're doing now, that you made a decision. So instead of relying on motivation to power you through long workouts, start with making sure your gym bag or your workout bag is packed and by the door or already in your car. Make sure your workout shoes are already packed and in the car, right? Maybe you want to keep a pair in the trunk. Make sure you have what you need. And that is preparing by creating habits and putting things in place so you can have those and start building those habits that will get you further along your journey. And then when your workouts are, instead of going hard and giving it all and wearing yourself out in the first 2 weeks, start with something more manageable, like a 30-minute walk or a shorter workout session. Some people I've met are intimidated about going to the gym because they'll meet someone like me who's typically in the gym 90 minutes to 2 hours. And while that may seem like a long time, it's really not, based on my lifestyle, my regimen, and my profession. So, and I also see myself as an athlete. So that is how do I identify, right? My identity motivation level, I identify as an athlete, although it all fits in with the wellness work that I do and how I see myself. So it all aligns. But before I went full-fledged into this path of my career, all of my career paths in the past required me to be in a professional level of fitness if I wanted to do my job well and be respected on my job. Okay. Especially as a former police officer, it's better just be in shape, because think about what could potentially cross your mind if you are approached with someone who doesn't look like they care too much about their professional image or their bodies for that matter, right? So the nature of the job in my mind required me to be at a certain level of fitness that I've maintained. So it has become a habit over time. All of my adult life, my career paths have required me to maintain a level of professional fitness, and that aligns with my image. So over time, you too will begin to establish habits and that will become automatic for you and making it easier to show up for yourself more consistently. So finally, what happened was what I ended up doing was talking back to the inner critic, that self-talk, that negative self-talk that was encouraging me to stay in bed. You got to talk back to it. And that's what I did. And when the mind chatter tries to convince you to skip a workout or compromise and put off your goals, you have to prepare a mental response. Now, you may be thinking, what do you mean prepare a mental response? Well, if it's already talking to you, don't you think you should respond? When you meet someone in the course of your day that says something to you that may be inappropriate, don't you respond in some way? And so it's the same with the mind chatter. You have to respond to it by putting things in place so you can overcome it, because it's in your head that it's happening. So you have to finally decide to talk back to that critic. When mind chatter tries to convince you to skip that workout or to compromise on your goals. Maybe you've been invited to a brunch or some event that's it's gonna be catered by the top chef of that area. You want to indulge in that food, and I get it. And the last thing you want to do is talk about you're on a diet or you can't indulge or go because you're working on your fitness goals. No, you have to know how to position yourself and think about events and life events that are happening so you can still enjoy life in this process. Let's not be confused. Having a healthy, fit lifestyle does not take away the enjoyment of life. Some people think it's one or the other, and you can really do both. It's all here. How you set yourself up to think about the process that will lead you forward. Okay. So we want to prepare mental responses and replace those thoughts that's encouraging you to stay in bed or to skip today because you've had a long day. You want to replace those thoughts with some type of positive reassurance by reminding yourself that the progress you've already made and the results that you are working toward. No one is going to remind you of your goal but you. And you have to build that in. I believe that is a part of faith building, right? If we're talking spirit, mind, body, that's a part of building your faith towards the thing that you said you want to achieve for yourself. And that is the work that is often overlooked. And that is something that on my own journey, I had to figure out for myself, especially when I was battling excruciating levels of chronic pain on a daily basis. The idea of exercising knowing I was already in pain was not quite motivating, even though I had for the most of my life seen myself as an active person and as an athlete. But now being battling chronic pain every day, that was something that really messed with my mind and my mood. And I just really had to replace those thoughts of me not being able to do the exercise or to work out because I was allowing chronic pain to control my life and my decisions. But when I made the mental shift, oh my goodness, right? It became a different story for me. And I had to remember, as I'm impressing upon you to remember, that is not about perfection, and it is always about the process and being consistent with your process, right? No matter how long it takes you to achieve your goal, stay in the process, be consistent, and you will see progress made at various milestones along the way. And quite frankly, aren't you worth the effort anyway? Sometimes we talk ourselves out of things that really we say matter to us, right? When we sit down and we think about our values and what's really important to us, we talk ourselves out of the things that we say matter, and we make excuses and put other things in place. So just know that you are worth the effort of showing up for you each and every time. If no one has ever told you that, I am here to tell you that today. Because I don't want you to have to struggle and figure it out for yourself like I did when I was struggling with chronic pain and wondering why my life was the way it was. When no one could identify with me, and everybody around me knew a different person that I was professionally, athletically. So now seeing me at that time struggling with chronic pain and talk about all the things I'm unable to do was foreign to them. And no one understood my plight. No one is going to understand your plight. Everybody has excuses. But people can understand when you have a goal and a vision, and you've made a decision for yourself to start showing up for yourself. People understand and respect that. And furthermore, your mind, your brain, your thoughts, it's like a muscle. You have to strengthen it constructively in order to achieve your goals. Again, that's the good fight of faith that we have to put in the work. Spirit, mind, body. Okay? And when you build up that mental muscle, it will carry you through those days when motivation runs low. And believe me, motivation runs low. It's going to happen. If you have started on your journey and you have been motivated and you have been going forward and nothing has thrown you off track, there's going to be something that's going to happen in life that your motivation level is going to dip. I'm not going to say it'll go all the way away. Now, this depends on what motivation level that you find yourself in. Is it internal, external, or identity? If it's external, I believe, in my opinion, external motivations dip faster than intrinsic motivation or identity. Okay. I am a self-starter. I am self-motivated. And there are some times where I say, no, I'm going to take off today, but you better believe the next day I'm back at it again. Okay. So just prepare yourself when motivation runs low. And then begin to think about what your life would look like if you made a mindset shift about your wellness journey today. So, sister leader, imagine what it would feel like to embrace a well-minded lifestyle. Picture yourself confidently powering through your day with clarity and purpose, knowing that you have the mindset to stay consistent, to stay resilient, and to honor your body and your mind. See, this isn't just about fitness. This isn't just about shedding unwanted pounds for some grand event that's scheduled on your calendar. This is about becoming the better version of yourself. So don't put a date to you being the best you. Don't make it about an event in life. Make it your life. Make it about you and your pursuit to more happiness, to being a better version of yourself. All right? And to be a leader that people really respect and honor, that your values align with how you're showing up in life. And those that you lead, those that look to you can say, well, if she did it, I can do it too. Well, she's running a business, but she's taking time to taking care of her mind and her body. I know that she meditates 15 minutes a day when she gets stressed. I know that when things get tough or she feels overwhelmed, that she already has a consistent workout exercise regimen, but that she takes a moment. She will add an extra 10 minutes of self-care to go and walk out that stress or take a breather to recalibrate and find your center. All right. It happens. We do it. I do it. You can do it. And it's easy. This is not about a whole life overhaul like some people think it is when they're starting on this process of either really being committed to losing weight, being committed to getting in shape. That's not what this is about. This is about setting yourself up for success, enjoying the process, and making it a lifestyle, right? So to be a well-minded woman is about finding ways to make it happen for yourself holistically, not just about physical wellness, but that's what this is about. That's the pillar of wellness that we've discussed in this series. And so always think of how you can do it. That's a mindset shift in and of itself, because oftentimes you may have caught yourself. Just think about it. How many times have you caught yourself saying what you can't do? And maybe that's the mindset shift that needs to be made today. The question is, will you make that? Are you ready to make that mindset shift today? And so whatever decision that you make about shifting your mindset, I would love to hear from you. So share what your decision is in the comments. And when you write in the comments, if you agree that mindset is a crucial part of your weight loss and your fitness journey to be a better version of yourself, type mindset matters in the comment section as well. So I know that we align, we are on the same page. Okay? Because mindset really does matter. And if you're ready to take it a step further, I want to personally invite you to join the free 30-day Walk to Wellness Challenge. Together, we'll build healthy habits and a mindset that empowers you and a community that supports you. This is a global mission that I am on to get women leaders around the world who have been pillars in their family, pillars in their community, who people go to, the strong woman or the one that people go to, who are the rock for so many. They make decisions and help others make decisions in their lives, right? I want us to become a global community of women who are active in our lives, who will show up and at the very least, walk to wellness. So I want to invite you to join the challenge. And together, like I said, we'll build healthy habits and a community that supports, that each and every one of us feels supported. I will leave the link to the Walk to Wellness Challenge in the description so you can click on that and register from there. So, Sister Leader, I want you to start thinking about where you really want to be 6 months from now. Imagine yourself as a well-minded woman you've always envisioned, someone who feels strong, confident, and capable. Sometimes I say cool, confident, and capable, or calm with the levels of stress that we have going on in society today. How about calm, confident, and capable? Can't you see that for yourself? Feeling energized and having a clear mind and the assurance that you're living in alignment with your values. I think that is so important to really reevaluate ourselves, where we are and how aligned we are with our values. That self-check, I believe, is really, really important to becoming the better version of ourselves and living a life of authenticity. Because at the end of the day, it is you who have to come to terms with your own choices and that which you have in your mind, the conscious decisions or even the unconscious decisions that you've made about yourself. So picture people around you who notice the change that you've made. Right? It's not just about, your new hairstyle or a new outfit or something you have, but they notice an authentic change that happened on the inside because you have decided to change your mindset about your wellness and really show up for yourself and put in the work in a way that's going to support you and build you up to keep going forward. Imagine them noticing how radiant you are. And more importantly, the peace that you now carry with you. I say peace is priceless. So if a person could notice that you are a peaceful person, your energy is peaceful, that you have done some work or you are doing a work with and in yourself, in and with yourself, that they notice the sense of calm, confidence, and peace that you carry. Oh my goodness, what a compliment for someone to feel the energy of the work that you have put in because you showed up for yourself consistently. And that's the power of shifting your mindset. So it's not just about showing up once. Once is not enough. Once is just the start, right? It's about consistently becoming a better version of yourself. And I'll leave you with this. Whatever level of motivation you start with, you have the power and the privilege to grow from there because you truly do deserve it. You truly deserve it. But you have to put in the effort to achieve it. And so with that said, I'm so honored to walk this journey with you. Together, we'll stay grounded in the right mindset. And as we continue to prioritize our wellness, let's soar higher together.